Hello, 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 everybody. And it looks as though we are here for another rousing chapter of let's tell you how long things are. Let's tell you the length and the distance of this thing and that thing. Anyway, as you guys can probably imagine, I'm not a fan of this stuff. I'm not a fan of how long something is or what it's made out of or any of that stuff. But let's go ahead and dive into this chapter so we can get behind us and move on to something a little bit more interesting. And he made the altar of the burnt offering of acacia wood. 5 its length was sorry. 5 its length was cubits, and 5 cubits its width. It was square, and 3 cubits its height. He made its horns on 4 corners. Its were one piece of its horns, and he overlaid it bronze. And he made all the utensils of the altar, and the pans, and the shovels, and the basins, and the forks, and the fire pans, all its utensils he made bronze. And he made for the altar a great work of net bronze under its rim, from the bottom to the midway. And he cast 4 rings, 4 of its corners of the grating bronze as holders for the poles. And he made poles of the wood of the acacia and laid about them bronze. And he made holes into the rings, altars on the sides to bear it, with which hollow it boards he made the altar. And he made the laver of the bronze, and its base and its bronze, from the bronze mirrors of the serving women who assembled at the door of the tabernacle of meeting. And he made the court on the side southwest. The hangings of the court were linen, 5 woven, 100 cubits long. There were pillars for them, 20, and with the sockets 20 bronze, and the hooks of the pillars were, and the bands were silver. And on the side north, and the hangings were 100 and cubits long, the pillars 20, and their sockets 20 bronze, the hooks of the pillars, and the bands were silver. On the side west there were hangings of 50 cubits, the pillars 10, and their sockets 10, of the hooks of the pillars, and the bands were silver. For east, toward the sunrise, was 50 hangings of 5 and 10 cubits long, of the one side, with their pillars 3, and their sockets 3, and the same for the side second on their sides. And this was where the grate of the court of hanging of 5 and 10, that would be 15 cubits, with their pillars 3, and their sockets 3, all their hangings of the court, and all around the linen of a woman. And the sockets with the pillars were bronze, and the hooks of the pillars and their bands were silver, and overlay of the capitals was silver, and had bands of silver, all pillars of the court. And the screen for the gate of the court was the work woven, blue and purple, and scarlet thread, and linen woven, fine woven, 20 cubits its length. And the height and its width was 5 cubits, corresponding to the hangings of the court. And there were pillars 4, and with their sockets of 4, bronze. The hooks were silver, and the overlay of their capitals and their bands was silver, and the pegs of the tabernacle and of the court all around the bronze. These are the inventory items of the tabernacle of the testimony, which counted, according to the commandment of Moses, for the service of the Levites, by the hands of Ithamar, son of Aaron, the priest, and Bezalel, son of Uri, son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah, made all that had commanded Yahweh, Moses. Or Moses, basically, Yahweh commanded it, and Moses just passed the message along. And with him was Aholiab, son of Ahisamach, of the tribe of Dan, an engraver and designer, and weaver of blue and purple, and scarlet, and of fine linen. All the gold that was used in all the work of the holy place, that was the gold of the offering, 9 and 20, so 29 talents, and 730 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary. And the silver from those who were numbered of the congregation was 100 talents, and 1,705 and 70. So 700. Sorry, wait. 1,775 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary. And bikah for each man, a bikah for each man, that is half a shekel, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, for everyone who had crossed over by number from 20 years and above, for 600,000 and 3,550 men were. Let's figure out what this number is. For 600,000. So, wait, is that right? 600,000. Wait, no, wait. Am I reading that right? Hold on. 600 and 3,000 and 5,000 and 50 and 150 men. I know that's 150 men right there. 5,000 and 3,000, that's 8,000. 8,650? Kind of what it looks like. And where from the 100 talents of silver cast the sockets of the sanctuary, and the basis of the veil, 100 sockets, from 100 the talents, 1 talent for each socket, and from 1,705 and 70 shekels he made hooks for the pillars, and overlaid their capitals and made bands for them. In bronze the offering of was 70 talents and 2,400 shekels, and he made with it the sockets of the door of the tabernacle of the meeting, an altar in the bronze, and the grating bronze for it, and all the utensils for the altar, and the sockets court all around, for the basis of the court gate, and all the pegs of the tabernacle, and all the pegs of the court all around. Well, that's the end of the reading, and the basis I got for you is simply God is very good at making things very beautiful. The decorating, the way it's built, the way it's made, the way He wants it to be, and we need to trust He is the master builder. And that's basically what I got for you in this one. The good news is we are almost out of Exodus, so hopefully we'll get into a chapter eventually that's a little bit more interesting, to say the least. Thank you guys for your time. Be blessed.